You know, there's certain things couples always forget to bring or do for their big wedding day. That's right, they go through months of planning, and then when it's time to get on with the big day, it just somehow escapes their mind. It happens time after time, and I'm gonna share you 10 of those things in this video right after this.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and I have the absolute pleasure to be your host this evening.
What's going on, everyone? My name is Durgi Spade, aka Magic MC. That's because I'm a professional magician and a professional wedding MC. I've hosted hundreds of weddings over the years, and when I'm not doing weddings, I film videos just like this one to give you tips, tricks, and checklists for your big wedding day. By the way, if we've never met before, I've got a free gift for you of 7 mistakes you need to avoid when planning your big wedding. It's a nice ebook you can have. Again, my gift to you, and you can grab it over at weddingchecklistnow.com. So let's get to the list of items I always notice couples miss on their big wedding day. First item on our list is our pre-wedding meal. Now, oftentimes, couple doesn't get a chance to eat during dinner or during the reception. Sometimes they don't get a chance to eat at all, or sometimes it doesn't happen till much later in the night, simply because they're too busy with other things going on. They might be taking photos, they might be cutting the cake, they might be having their first dance, and food just kind of ends up taking the back seat. So that's why it's so important to be eating throughout the day when you have a moment. That means make sure you eat a breakfast. Even if you don't normally eat a breakfast, even if you've got butterflies, this is something you're going to want to think about and have prepared in advance. Additionally, throughout the day, whenever you get a chance, whether you're eating snacks or having food, make sure that you're feeling okay. And even if you don't feel hungry in the moment, maybe it's 4 p.m. and you're still not super hungry, just remember later on, it might take a while for you to finally get some dinner. So while you have the opportunity, take advantage of it. What also goes hand in hand with being fed is making sure that you're drinking water and staying hydrated throughout the day. Again, it's so easy to forget, and this causes you to get tired and just to overall not have a great day. So make sure you've got some water with you throughout the day, or maybe you've even asked a trusted family member or friend to bring you water throughout the day, just to make sure that you're staying hydrated and you're staying alert and you're staying happy. The second item on our list is an emergency kit. Now, chances are if you're working with a wedding planner, they probably will have an emergency kit on their own, but half of the clients I work with don't have a wedding planner. They're doing this entire wedding planning and organizing themselves. And this is especially important for those of you that are doing most of this yourself, to have an emergency kit. And again, you don't need to be the one carrying it throughout the evening. You can assign this role to someone, so you know that somewhere on the premises this kit exists. Now, what goes inside of it? Well, you might want to keep band-aids. I just did a wedding a couple of weeks ago. There was a small incident, and one of the attendees got a cut on their hand and they needed a band-aid, and luckily the planner had this entire kit ready, and we were able to solve the issue right away. Ladies, or maybe even gentlemen, you might want to keep certain makeup in your kit. Let's face it, throughout the day we expect you to be tired. Maybe you'll get a little bit sweaty, and it doesn't hurt to put a little bit of dab wherever you need. I don't know how makeup works. I don't really wear it, so you'll know what you need. Additionally, you might want to add some safety pins or anything else that you think that could come in handy throughout the evening into your emergency kit. Third thing you don't want to forget is your getting ready attire. This might be t-shirts, again, for both men and women, brides, grooms. You may want to keep, comfortable clothing that you can get ready in. Ladies, especially if you're getting your hair done and makeup done, this can be a long process. You want to be comfortable. You might want a t-shirt or pajamas. Gentlemen, same thing. If you've got a lot of time to get ready for the wedding, you don't want to be sitting in your tuxedo all day long. Maybe you're at a hotel or a friend's house. Wherever you're getting ready, you might want to be in a little bit more comfortable clothing. So make sure that you have that packed a few days before your big day. Another thing often forgotten about is transportation, and I'm not just talking about the transportation to the venue or the transportation from the venue, but the transportation all throughout the day. Now, especially if you're not driving and if the wedding party is not driving from location to location, if you have multiple sites, you're going to want to sort out transportation so people aren't on day of freaking out, how they're going to get from one place to the other. This is especially important if you are serving alcohol, because you certainly don't want your guests to be drinking at venue A and then not realizing how they're going to get to the second venue, and they've been drinking. Of course, you want to avoid them from having to get behind the wheel. Item number 5 is vendor meals. That's right, you're going to have a lot of different vendors on site. That could be photographers, videographers, people that are with you throughout the day or even throughout the entire evening and night. And the truth is, your photographer, your videographer isn't going to be able to do a good job if they've gone 7 hours without eating, or worse, 10 hours without eating. So make sure your vendors are well fed. Item number 6 is ID and cash. Now, hopefully you won't need to worry about busting out the old ID or cash on the day of your wedding, because you've thought through everything. You're watching videos like this one and you're super well prepared, but you never know when an emergency might strike. Now, I totally get it. You probably don't want to be carrying this on you on the day of. So again, you can assign this to someone. It could be a best friend, it could be a wedding planner, it could be the maid of honor, it could be the best man. Did I say that already? I don't know, but it could be a trusted source to carry your personal items like your ID and cash as appropriate. Item 7 is extra shoes. This applies to both brides and grooms. Sometimes people think, only the bride, because she's wearing high heels, needs flats to be able to dance at the end of the night. But grooms as well. I don't recommend grooms you jump into flip-flops necessarily, unless you're having a wedding on the beach. But throughout the day, you don't want to be in your dress shoes from morning till night. When you're getting ready, maybe even when you're going from venue to venue, or you have a long break between certain events, let's say, you want to be able to be comfortable, take your shoes off, put on a pair of runners, or maybe you will put on a pair of flip-flops just to be comfortable again in between events. So by the time the actual events start, you're comfortable and ready to go. Item 8 is ice. This is especially important if you're doing a DIY wedding or a wedding where you've created the venue on your own and you're not at a banquet hall or a golf club where they provide the ice. This is something that actually, admittedly, I ran into about 6 years ago when I got married. We did a wedding from scratch and built everything from scratch. By the way, I don't recommend this method to anybody. It's way too much work, it's way too expensive, and it's just too much of a headache. And if I could go back and do things all over again, I probably wouldn't have done this. I probably would have just booked a banquet hall or a golf course, but that's besides the point. If you are going to go down this route, again, don't forget the ice if you are the one responsible for bringing it. I made the mistake, and unfortunately I had to ask my groomsmen on the day of to make an ice run, and that's something that no one should have been doing on the day of my wedding. Item 9 is gift collectors. So most probably you won't have big boxes being brought into your wedding. These days it's usually a cash gift, and I know many couples prefer that. Some even put that on their invitations. That's a personal decision, that's up to you. But you're going to want to think about a safe spot for these gifts to be put, some sort of gift collection box. And you're going to want someone responsible, a trusted family member, friend, to be the person who's responsible to take these and then put them in a safe spot. So take them back to the hotel or put them in a safe spot in a safe room at the venue itself. Last item we're going to talk about is rain gear. It sucks to have a wedding on a rainy day. I know they say it's good luck. I would rather have the sun if it was me getting married than worried about, hopefully having bad luck. But that's just me. Now, if it does rain, you want to be well prepared. So that could mean having umbrellas or raincoats, or even preparing your guests or your drivers to be ready to be traveling on the roads as necessary in heavy rains or thunderstorms or bad weather in general. So be prepared for that, and don't forget that's a possibility at every single wedding. Well, there you have it, 10 things guests often forget about on their big wedding day. But now that you've watched this entire video, I'm hoping you're not going to mess up on any of these things. Is there anything that I missed? Is there other things that you think people forget about? Or maybe you've been to a wedding and you realize the couple forgot something specific. If that's true, let me know in the comments below and we can add it to a future video. Once again, if you want your free ebook of mistakes to avoid during your wedding, you can grab it over at weddingchecklistnow.com. This is Durgi Spade signing off, and I will see you next time.